Please retreat them. While these stormtroopers are taking a ridiculous amount of firepower, and Pioneers hitting another mine again, not getting minesweepers, and get out of the slit trench before it collapses with no stormtroopers in it. And we are seeing another staghound there, finally collapsing the trench, getting out of there before the trench actually itself collapses. Further Nebelwerfer fire, sending sappers flying in huge cartwheels. Pioneers trying to clear out the trench with fire. Stormtroopers trying their best to help, not focusing down the Firefly for some reason. These Stormtroopers will have to get out there, instead getting into the trench again. Pioneers scorching the nearby headquarters command track for some reason though. Those Stormtroopers cannot fire from the trenches. I have no idea why that is impossible for them. Nothing to actually deal with those Fireflies, though they could actually end up very badly. But they are continuing to scorch the headquarters command truck. And a fresh infantry section is out, but coming under heavy fire. And actual fire as well, while all British armor is converging on the German artillery positions. Staghound joining in as well. They will need some armor, perhaps a Tiger tank. He should have the command points for it. Just needs the manpower, and there we go. Armored assault force being prepared, but he needs the manpower most desperately. And artillery fire straight on the base, clearing out the last Volksgrenadier, who really should have retreated a lot earlier and reinforced and gotten out of there. But there you go, British holding out near the casualty clearing station. Looks like another team might have been recuperated. Still not looking good here. And the British Irish Guards are having quite the holiday in the German base, blasting away at all buildings, all defenses. Stormtroopers taking quite heavy losses as well. These chaps retreating with their Panzerschreck, perhaps hoping to do a bit of damage. Staghound though moving in. And a rear armor hit to the Staghound. Another shot might finish it off. And getting suppressed though, they moved out of the cover and made themselves easier targets for the 50 caliber mounted on the Staghound. Will the last one survive? Will he knock it out? Getting into the headquarters and firing away a Panzerschreck rocket, but misses. Now the Firefly is taking up position, blasting away at the remaining Stormtrooper. Not looking good. But the British headquarters command track is looking awfully damaged. In fact, it looks toast, literally. And Stormtroopers charging in out of cover. This chap is still there, and now the Tiger arrives, ready to open fire with its high velocity, well, regular velocity 88mm gun. Certainly dangerous. There we go. Firefly taking quite a lot of damage. Another shot and it will go up in smoke. Stormtroopers retreating with Panzerschrecks in hand. The other chap is still alive. Firefly moving in a bit too close though, I feel. You generally don't want to stand out in a slug match with a Tiger. You generally want to be engaging at a range. And Stormtroopers moving in, screaming and raging, hoping to destroy the Firefly. And there we go. Staghound though on the spot, but it won't survive much longer. Not in the face of the Tiger. All those Stormtroopers with Panzerschrecks. There we go. Staghound is gone. These chaps are still holding out, firing away from the trench. This chap is still not firing though. I'm not entirely sure if that's some sort of bug though. It certainly looks like it. Infantry getting out of there, and headquarters command truck not looking too cheery, but the driver most stoically still hangs out despite the fact he's in a fire hazard. At the moment, Tiger moves forward, ready to contest this point. Nebelwerfer recruited by some Stormtroopers. Nebelwerfer though looked like it could have some repairs, and why on earth is he sending in those Stormtroopers without having them reinforced? And our field support truck is not looking too happy either. And looks like he has realized his error. Plenty of Stormtroopers from the 9th SS getting reinforced, but again he is lacking a lot of infantry. In fact, lacking a lot of everything, but he has forced back the British. He has beaten their vast armored force. The Irish Guards apparently got a bit too bold and thought they could take on the Tiger, but of course they cannot. And now the Tiger is having a bit of target practice with the field support truck. And the Nebelwerfer fires away. Stormtroopers getting reinforced, and looks like the 9th SS has practically completely taken over operations in Eindhoven. And not entirely sure what he wanted to do here. Perhaps hit something he suspected might be there, but obviously there is nothing. Pioneers still holding the trench. They could, for example, jump out and repair the Tiger.
Attention. The enemy advances.
But the British are not giving up, instead focusing towards the east, seizing points, and perhaps might be getting some fresh armor. And the field support truck has bit the dust and sent into flames. Stormtroopers, though, leading the charge towards the center. Plenty of Panzerschrecks, barely any assault rifles or anything else. Seems a bit excessive. And we are seeing a 17-pounder gun again being set up. Both sides really expecting a lot of armor, but both sides not really much for fighting infantry. A bit funny that. And of course the Stormtroopers will just be sneaking up with the Panzerschrecks and begin clearing out the 17-pounder. Sappers, though, moving in, might, there we go, discover the Stormtroopers. Bundle grenade going off, finally seeing one, but it only does a bit of damage, no kills. And we see a captain with veterancy 2, that's certainly a bit rare. Ready with his Webley revolver, providing some nice defensive bonuses, and I do believe at veterancy 3 he actually provides resources, or is it population? I can't entirely remember. British troops moving in to support, another bundle grenade. Again doing a bit of damage, but not any kills. And we are seeing Piat commandos apparently having gone for a HQ glider. No heavy machine guns could certainly be of help, or a mortar, but no Piat commandos. Interesting, certainly rather rare you see those. Stormtroopers continuing to hold the line, but they are certainly taking quite a bit of fire. And Blitzkrieg being made ready as well. Headquarters command track, though, continuing to take quite a bit of fire, and there we go. Heavy machine gun commandos moving in with the Vickers, ready to suppress those dastardly Stormtroopers. There we go, Stormtroopers are suppressed, taking quite a bit of damage, dropping behind a Panzerschreck again. A bit too heavily with those Panzerschrecks, I feel. And what is this? The captain moves in. Will he seize the Panzerschreck? No, apparently not. That would have been interesting. Oh wait, he goes back. Yes, there we go. Captain Panzerschreck of the Irish Armoured Guards. Ready to show those German panzers what panzer busting is all about. There we go, firing away at the Stormtroopers, and heavy machine gun firing away at those chaps. They are in yellow cover, so light cover, so they shall be slightly protected. But in the long run, it won't do much for them. But again, there we go. Now we see Suede replicating the same problem as Skozhizboz had in the start. He places his heavy machine guns right out in the open, making them much easier targets. But Stormtroopers are suppressed, so that shall certainly be alright. Germans sneaking about, hitting further mines again. Not sure why he isn't getting mine detectors. And not moving the Tiger away. Apparently not very keen on moving it too close to these areas. 17-pounder is gone. Stormtroopers hanging about despite being utterly pinned. In fact, we have 2 heavy machine guns now out for the British, with a few Sten gunners to provide a bit of extra fire. And 1 Stormtrooper, in fact, is killed in the heavy barrage. And what is this? Mortar commandos as well. Really relying now on commanders to really provide the backbone of his forces. Quite interesting. And those Stormtroopers are certainly not looking happy. They shall have to return if he actually bothers to do so. Pioneers, though, caught out in the open by Brent gunners and lost. Stormtroopers retreating. Nebelwerfer getting closer, but without any support it could easily be the subject of a raid and wiped out. It certainly looks like the Wehrmacht forces under the Major have managed to turn the tide, and the kampfgruppe is slowly securing the outskirts. And a Nebelwerfer hitting all those weapon support teams. Not good at all. They shall have to retreat. There we go. No, the heavy machine gun is not retreating. A bit curious, in fact. Mortar moving closer. And what is this? Bunker going up. Heavy machine gun setting up right here. And suppressing the other heavy machine gun, which is out in the open. Oh dear. There we go, retreating. Stormtroopers moving in sneakily. Looking to ambush the Brent gunners. There we go. Catching them in a rather disadvantageous spot. And taking quite a bit of fire. 2 Brent gunners already down. 3. And Tiger, oh dear, it hit the mine, but there's no 17-pounder. Oh wait, there it is, in fact, second one up. And Stormtroopers firing away with assault rifles. Sappers doing their best, but they are not winning the fight with the Lee Enfield rifles, certainly not in that position. They are too few and too not Stormtrooper. So shall be interesting to see how this evolves. And we are seeing further Stormtroopers being sent in fact even further being sent in. Not having scavenged any of those vehicles or even recruit that Nebelwerfer. That's a bit interesting. Usually it's an incredibly good idea as the Wehrmacht to scavenge all wrecked vehicles for munitions. It can really give you an advantage. And again, decrewed MG42 but not being used. And we hear the Nebelwerfer being fired once more at the British positions. And another slit trench. This British commander is certainly doing the Irish Guards the credit, at least in terms of being stubborn. But he's not doing too much against the German forces, who are certainly reinforcing their positions with SS Panzer Grenadiers with every moment.
We can now blitz our resources.
And now manpower blitz is ready.
Enemy is down to one.
Not that there's a great need for it at the moment. Tiger receiving some emergency repairs, and we're also seeing a medical bunker up. Well, the British are certainly doing their best to hold this area with a mortar and some heavy machine guns if there's still any around. Yes, there is, but it's beginning to take this point. As now things are not looking good for the British in terms of victory points. Heavy machine gun here, getting outmaneuvered by the Stormtroopers. But there we go, managing to catch one of the chaps out in the open.
Supply lines are broken.
What is he doing? He's moving that mortar much too close and much too out in the open. No actual infantry, and I think he would be better off, in fact, getting some actual commanders to help him out a bit. The good captain with the Panzerschreck is still nearby. Let's go have a look briefly. Veterancy free, in fact.